Well, I'm Alice.
And I'm Emma.
And we're from the Royal College of Art.
And the opportunity arose for us to come to Eastern Silk for 10 weeks. And we were just quite excited by it, really. Eastern Silk has a reputation as one of the most prominent textile companies in India. And they've got a really good standing worldwide in Europe and the Middle East and
America.
So the chance came for us to come over here and to work on developing 10 collections, all based towards the UK market.
So we were looking at 10 companies, including Designers Guild, Zoffany, Colfax and Fowler,
Mulberry Home, Zinc,
Andrew Martin,
Villanova, Threads.
Harlequin.
But the idea was for us to look at companies that really represented key markets, key areas in the UK market. Each one has a really distinct signature, so we've been able to spend the 10 weeks developing 10 really distinctive collections, each one to the particular style.
So we really explored all the different areas, looking at exhibitions, finding inspiration from florals, just latest artists.
And also just pulling on our own knowledge of having grown up in the UK, just our own knowledge of the market itself and
being
quintessential British life.
And playful, and looking at the seaside and really discovering core themes that could really gel well with the companies.
I think our inspirations ranged everywhere, from Old English homes, and then it went to Greek mythology and
Mykonos.
Yes, exactly. Old TV shows, everything you can imagine.
Yeah. And then we just ploughed out different designs. We created 2 major designs and then 4 coordinates to go with it.
And we've been using our own technical skills as well. I specialise in weave at the Royal College and Alice specialises in embroidery. So we've been trying to combine the two together to give the collections a balanced feel.
Opportunity to actually be able to come to India and see where the textile industry is booming and actually be able to work in a vertical mill.
Exactly. I think Eastern Silk it's one of the largest and most well-established mills and companies in India for textiles, and that means that just their range of facilities is extraordinary. The fibres that they have, all the resources, means that you can really innovate with your designs, and there was so much creative freedom as well.
Yeah, we could really stretch the boundaries and think outside the box within interiors, as there's so many limitations generally that this just has been incredible to explore.
Yes. And I think also, seeing as how we are still in our studies, it's been great to get a real feel for the industry. It's useful because not only do you get the feeling for being able to work in a mill environment, but you also get to explore designing for a whole range of different companies.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you get to have your fingers in lots of pies.
And within that we've been able to learn lots of new software as well, getting to grips with all the different areas of design.
There's the weave software, the embroidery software, so things like Wilcom and Texel, softwares that we had no experience with before we came over.
Yeah.
It's been great to really get stuck in with those.
Yeah, and expand on knowledge.
Yeah. Within our collections, it was important for us to keep a really hands-on feel while we were designing. So we wanted to stay really involved with every single process and every stage. So now, as we're approaching the stage where the sampling is getting woven and getting done, we're continuing to stay involved. And what's exciting about being in a mill environment is that you can be in the design studio one moment finishing off your artwork, and then a few minutes later you can be standing by a loom. From here, at the stage that we're at the moment, is finishing applying constructions and making sure that the designs are all exactly as we wanted them. Next is we're currently selecting fibres and we're finalising the colours, making sure that everything is correct. And then we just start to trial them. It's almost a case of trial and error, where you just want to weave it, and if it's not quite right, just go back and tweak it and make sure that they all have the appropriate weights and feels. And then from that they can be developed into more colourways, and we can start to produce the fabrics on a larger scale. And the eventual outcome is that all of our collections will be launched at Heim Textile in January. I think it's no secret that the textile industry is becoming increasingly competitive. It's harder and harder sometimes to find employment. It's just the truth of the matter. It's just how it is.
And so to be able to come here and actually experience this just seems an incredible way to gather more experience of a...
It's so rare for students to really be able to be so involved in a process and to be able to get such a wealth of experience.
Yeah, and being able to see the design process from start to finish. Like, we initialized with design ideas, mood boards, and then followed it on through to actually creating artworks and putting them into the software. So we got to develop knowledge in textile, Wilcom, exploring.
And I think that's something else that was really important, was that for me as a weaver to be able to experience more of the embroidery side, and then for you to be able to experience more of the woven side, is something that really doesn't get to happen often.
Yeah.
So it just has expanded our own kind of database of knowledge, which has been
and we've
so
also,
helpful.
being here, it's come across Heim Textiles. So
Heim Textile?
No, Decasit.
Yes, we have, because we've been able to create a range of fabrics for Decasit as well. So it's getting a feel for the different shows, and it's also really understanding the pace that the textile thing that you don't always feel as well prepared for, and it's been really useful.
Yeah. So being given the challenge of creating for 10 companies, we've really had to up the pace of our work and really think about what are the core design works that need to be created for each company. And then we were able to filter that through into different variations for coordinates.
And it's about finding the balance of being able to design at a bit of a quick pace, but being able to design well.
Yeah.
It's how do you do that without sacrificing any of the quality of the design.
We didn't want any compromises.
No.
So
Colfax and Fowler was quite an interesting company to design for. They have such a specific design ethos, really.
Yeah.
And I think understanding it was the key to producing our collection.
Yeah, so we created a mood board looking at keywords such as English heritage, understated decadence, sophistication within the design. They're all about heritage and tradition.